Boxer and Doberman by Alastair Jessiman, with Finlay Welsh as Detective Inspector Bob Boxer and Anita Vettesse as Detective Constable Shona Doberman. Episode 1. Headless in Glasgow.
You see them on the telly. You're told about them at police college. But when you see your first mutilated corpse for yourself, it's a whole new kettle of flesh.
That's it, DC Doberman. Have a good bulk. Don't worry, love. You'll soon get used to it. If you've seen as many dead bodies as I have, it's no big... Mind you, this one's particularly... fair turns your stomach.
Sir, we found his head.
Where was it?
Ibrox.
Ibrox again?
Yes, sir, just outside the football ground.
Could be sectarian, sir.
That's what I was thinking. Any idea on this, Johnny?
Professor Geoffrey McIntyre worked at the university.
Another academic. 10 decapitated academics. 10 heads turning up in Ibrox. Makes no sense. Do you notice anything strange about the body, Doberman?
Well, like the rest of them, sir. These large letters VI tattooed on the chest.
Yeah, of course there is that. No, I was meaning the strange brown marks on his forearm.
Freckles.
Hmm?
Freckles. You've got them too, sir. So have I. Look.
Then we could both be in danger too.
Three months in the job and I was finding plenty of things about detective work that I loved. Telling Mrs. McIntyre that her husband's head was no longer attached to his body. Well, that wasn't one of them.
You've got to look them straight in the eye, Doberman, you understand? Come out with it. Don't shilly-shally. It's better in the long run.
Yes, sir.
Mrs. McIntyre.
Yes? Can I help you?
Detective Inspector Boxer and Detective Constable Doberman, Strathclyde Police.
Oh?
The fact is, Mrs. McIntyre, we were wondering if you might be interested in sponsoring a police dog.
It's your husband, Mrs. McIntyre. I'm afraid he's been murdered.
Good God.
Aye. Decapitated by a psychotic serial killer, I'm afraid. Head clean off.
He probably didn't suffer.
Well, not that much. It depends if his intestines were removed before his head, or... Anyway, I'm sure you don't want the specifics, Mrs. McIntyre. Suffice it to say that...
You'd better come in.
Thank you.
Sorry about the mess. I have a monthly cheese tasting circle and things got a little out of hand today. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cameron. Bad rooster. I'm sorry, Inspector. He insists on sleeping in my husband's chair. Out! Out, Cameron. Sorry about that. So, Geoffrey's dead. Funny to think you won't be taking Cameron for a walk anymore. It used to amuse me watching my husband walk down the street with Cameron on his little lead.
Mrs. McIntyre, do you have any idea who might have wanted to cut your husband's head off with a chainsaw?
Hmm? Oh, sorry. Need a minute. Bit of a shock.
Of course.
I set the table for two. That's his place. Next to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Funny to think there'll be an extra lamb cutlet tonight.
Did your husband have any enemies, Mrs. McIntyre?
No, not really. He didn't have any friends either. He just had his work at the university, and when he wasn't working, he was dozing in that armchair. Sometimes he sat there so quietly, I thought he'd passed on. I often had to prod him with a stick to make sure. That's the stick there, under the coffee table. Funny to think I'll never have to prod Geoffrey again.
I know this must be difficult for you, Mrs. McIntyre, but was your husband acting strangely at all in the last week or so?
There's something you need to understand about my husband. He was a very boring man. He never told me anything. His only interest, other than his work, was his computer. It was on his computer quite a lot in the last few weeks.
Could be important. Anything else you could tell us about Professor McIntyre?
He did have another interest. Cameron. He doted on that fowl. Can you imagine, Inspector, what it must be like to take second place to a rooster in your husband's affections? I'm glad he's dead.
My first case as a DC, and it was a real peach. Every avenue turned out to be a cul-de-sac, and every lead had soon started smelling of fish. Herrings. Red ones. I didn't like it. Bob Boxer didn't like it. And neither would Chief Inspector Paton.
OK, DC Doberman, let's face the music. Chief? Hello? Chief?
What kept you?
Where are you, sir?
In the cleaner's cupboard.
What are you doing in there?
I got locked in.
Oh, how did you get
I
locked?
spilt some tea and went to get a J-cloth. The door blew shut behind me and somehow it's jammed.
Maybe if we gave it a good pull, sir.
Sergeant Harvey's tried that. It's locked itself.
Can we get you anything?
Yes, Boxer. You can get me the name of the killer.
We'll have the name of the killer soon enough, sir. Don't you worry about that.
Listen up, both of you. Your jobs are on the line. 10 decapitated academics and no arrests. I've got a city full of terrified intellectuals, the press in my back, and a chief constable who sneers at me every time I walk past him in the corridor. You've got 26 hours to find the killer.
26?
24, whatever.
We need more time, boss.
24 hours and that's your... Oh, yeah!
Sir? Sir, you all right?
Absolutely capital, thanks.
Sure we can't do anything for you?
What? Sing me a wee song.
We could slide a digestive biscuit under the door, sir. You might be hungry.
24 hours, OK? You have 24 hours. And, yes, all right. I think the vending machine's got some wagon wheels.
Right you are, Chief.
Sir, we'll never fit a wagon wheel under that door. They're too thick.
Maybe we could squash it a bit.
Wouldn't be happy with that. You know as well as I do, the Chief's a perfectionist. A squash wagon wheel might tip him over the edge.
Let's just get out of here, Doberman. We can't afford to lose a second. Paton will have to fend for himself.
24 hours to find the killer. It was going to be tough work proving myself. It wasn't just that I was one of the fair sex. Bob Boxer was old school. Old school in his methods, in his taste in music, in his taste in cars. Old school down to the soles of his old brown brogues. And it seemed to me that old school wasn't going to solve this case. Have you not got any other tapes, sir?
You don't like Russ Conway?
Well, to be honest...
I've got Val Dunican Sings the Stones. More your cup of tea, maybe?
It doesn't matter, sir.
Nasty cough there.
I think it might be your pipe smoke, sir.
When's your window doing then?
I think it's stuck, sir. Car's a death trap.
A death trap? This car is a smasher. 1980 Austin Princess. Justly famous wedge-shaped profile. Retuned engine, state-of-the-art cassette player, classic leatherette roof. Two-tone horn. Eh?
Yes, sir. Look, boss. I admit it points to sectarian killings. Yes, all the victims were Catholic.
Was their last victim Catholic, by the way, the one with the rooster?
Catholic household, yes.
Oh, what makes you say that?
The hologram of the Pope in the front room.
Yeah?
But my intuition tells me there's more to this case than meets the eye. I think the whole sectarian thing might be a red herring.
How come?
Just a hunch, sir. An intuitive sense.
Listen, Doberman, me and the Chief don't have much in common, but one thing we do have in common, we've no time for your woman's intuition, no time for your hippy-dippy new age dolphin stuff.
Excuse me, sir.
No, listen, you want to get on in the force, okay. You need to buckle down to some slow, dull, painstaking routine.
Sir.
Routine, Detective Constable. Dogged persistence.
an attention to and an accumulation of detail, a dedicated commitment to paperwork.
Sir!
Going back over old ground, digging up that old ground, smoothing it over, and then digging it up again. Why are all these people waving to us, by the way? You alright? Friendly bunch in Dublin.
You've turned into a pedestrian precinct.
Shit! Put the siren on. Clear the buggers out of the way. Oh, Ross Conway seems to be coming out the siren. Damn it! Just get out of the way!
So, we went back over old ground. Back to the families, friends and colleagues of all the victims. But Bob Boxer's dogged persistence wasn't cutting the mustard. By the end of the day we still had no leads, no clues. Just 10 intellectuals without heads, and a great big question mark.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're running out of time, sir.
I know it. So many unanswered questions, Doberman.
Like, why were all the victims depressed immediately prior to their deaths? Why were they all academics? And what's the link with computers?
We're missing something, Doberman. Something obvious.
The VI on their chests. Those letters must mean something.
Hang on. Villains Incorporated, of course. Biscuits McVitie's gang.
Biscuits McVitie? Remind me, sir.
The biggest hoodlum Glasgow's ever known. He terrorised the East End for 20 years till I sent him down. His outfit was called Villains Incorporated.
Could he be behind all this?
Well, let's not jump to conclusions, Doberman. He's doing life. Still, the insidious tentacles of Biscuits McVitie are no respecter of prison bars. And there's something else.
What's that?
Biscuits had a right-hand man, a Church of Scotland minister and part-time quizmaster called the Reverend Sammy Strangeweather. He used to host this quiz show in the box called Faith to Faith. He had this catchphrase if somebody got the wrong answer.
Must hurry, you Unitarians. Get this one wrong and you forfeit the game. Once again, the name of the Scottish Cardinal who played in goal for Dunfermline Athletic in 1956.
Cardinal Slater?
Is the wrong answer. I'm afraid the Rocasey Unitarian Church forfeits the game. Off with their heads!
Off with their heads? Do you think he's their killer?
Well, he was cruel enough. Think Anne Robinson and multiply by 5, and he became very bitter in the end. He was humiliated on air by Jesuit priests in the final of Faith to Faith, right in the closing seconds. His career never recovered. Aye. Sammy would be a prime suspect, but for one thing.
What's that?
He died 10 years ago in a toaster accident. He used to make his toast in the bath, and one morning he got careless. Zzz. No more Sammy.
So, we're back to square one.
Possibly. But maybe I should pay Sammy Strangeweather's widow a wee visit. No, bad idea.
Why, sir?
I knew her well in the old days. Too well. Let's just say that Melanie Strangeweather and I became good friends. I suppose I just wanted to protect her from low-life scum like Biscuits and her husband. Oh, I can smell her scent even now, a mixture of Chanel and burning rubber.
Burning rubber?
Aye, she used to work in the tyre factory, but oh, she was class. And God, she could make me laugh. She used to do this trick with my police whistle, stick it up one nostril and take it down the other. She showed me how to do it once. Well, let's see if I can remember.
I wouldn't, sir.
No. There was a simple knack to it. Now, what was it now? Up the left, like this, and down the right. No. Seems to be stuck. Now, how did she... so many years ago now. No, it's definitely jammed. Oh, damn it! Look, I'm going to go back to HQ. Take a look through the Villains Incorporated file.
Well, what'll I do, sir? We've only got 4 hours.
Use your intuition, Doberman.
So I used my intuition. What if these headless academics hadn't been murdered? What if it was suicide?
Evening, sir.
Oh, give us a crisp. I haven't eaten all day. Oh, I can't shift this whistle.
Found anything in the Villains Incorporated file?
Oh, there's a link, I know it, but I'm damned if I know what it is yet. How's your chief?
Still in the cupboard, sir.
Oh.
But they've been slipping him pancakes under the door and chapatis and things. His morale's no bad.
And how about this suicide hunch of yours?
Well, sir, I typed head into the search engine here and came up with all these results. Millions of them.
Uh-huh. Ah. What about this one? www.givehead.com.
No, sir, I wouldn't.
Oh, let's try it. Oh my goodness, what's that woman eating? It looks like that.
This result here is much more interesting, sir. Look, www.sliceyourheadoff.com.
Uh-huh.
I've been emailing a bloke who offers to remove your head in exchange for huge sums of money. It's all presented as a joke, but I'm not so sure.
Uh-huh.
I've been posing as a jaded academic. Said he'd give me a ring on my mobile.
Uh-huh.
And the really interesting thing, look at this link here, sir.
Villains Incorporated. OK, DC Doberman, keep me posted. And don't do anything without backup.
Right, sir. Where are you off to?
I think it's time that I paid the Reverend Sammy Strangeweather's window a visit.
The old flame.
She may be an old flame, Doberman, but I'm no moth. Give us an arc.
Good luck, sir.
Uh-huh. Huh? Oh.
OK, so where were we? Hello?
Depressed and jaded of Glasgow University.
That's right.
Real name.
Why do you want
Real
to...
name.
My name's Dr. Chrissy Crisps.
OK, Dr. Crisps. Lock up behind the corner of Clyde Street and Waterston Street. Be there in an hour, alone with £50,000 in notes.
Wait, how will I know it's... 50,000? Hi. Sergeant Watt. Mickey, it's DC Doberman. I'd like to send round some backup to Clyde Street. Yes. And how much have we got in the petty cash tin?
Thanks for getting the whistle out.
Anything for an old friend. More tea?
Aye.
Oh, Boxer. I can hardly believe it.
You haven't changed a bit, Melanie.
Ah, wee.
Nah, seriously. Your eyes haven't lost their sparkle. Like a twin pair of shiny blue Smarties.
You always had the gift of the gab, Bob. Aye. It's been a long time.
Haven't seen you since Sammy's funeral.
That's right.
How is Sammy these days?
Oh, he's... dead, of course. What's this about, Bob?
Oh, I don't know, Melanie. Just a hunch. Always seemed such a careless thing to do, dropping his toaster in the bath.
What are you saying? This was why you came over, wasn't it? Aye. Work always came before love with you.
Perhaps, Melanie. But the thing is, well, for one thing, I couldn't help noticing the cigar butts in the ashtray.
You know I always enjoyed a good cigar, Bob.
Aye, but these cigar butts, they're cheap cigars, Melanie. And you're class.
You forget. I've been doing in the world.
Excuse me. Hello?
Sir, it's DC Doberman.
Go ahead, Doberman.
Just to say, I think I've located the killer. Tracked him to a lock-up near the Clyde. The address is...
Your credit has expired. To arrange a top-up, please go to any branch...
Shona! Shona!
What's wrong?
My assistant's in deadly danger. Melanie, is Sammy alive? For God's sake, Melanie!
Oh, God, Bob, it's been hell. Trying to conceal a man you no longer love in a small bungalow. Pretending to the world he was electrocuted by a toaster in the bath. He became so bitter after Faith to Faith was taken off the air. He told me he was hatching a plot and he had to go underground. He goes out at night. He comes back with all his clothes covered in blood. I pretend not to notice, but I can't no notice any more.
Does Sammy have a lock-up near the river?
Aye. Aye, does.
Where is it, Melanie? You've got to tell me the address.
I can't, Bob, I can't. He'll know it was me. He's a brute, Bob.
Do you want an innocent woman to die?
Clyde Street. Corner Waterson Street and Clyde Street.
Clyde Street. Right. Where's that?
Everyone knows Clyde Street.
I've got a terrible sense of direction. Draw me a wee map.
You got a pen?
No, I don't.
Might have a pencil in my handbag. Where is it? Spare lead for the dug. iPod. Poker chips. Pencil. Here we are. Damn. It's broken.
Have you got a sharpener?
Hello? Hello? Is there anybody there?
Dr. Crisps, I presume.
Sorry. You startled me.
You have the money?
Yes, I have it here. Would you like to count it?
No. I'll take your word for it. Hen.
It's so cold in here.
Shall we start the procedure? If you want to just lie on this bench...
Well, before we start, I'd just like to ask you, does the name Biscuits McVitie mean anything to you?
Should it?
Or the name Sammy Strangeweather?
You think you're very clever. Very intelligent, eh? You're taping all this, are you?
No. Why? Should I be?
You sure? Detective Constable Doberman?
How did you know mine?
Oh, let's just say I have connections.
Well, you can just put that chainsaw down. In 2 minutes, this place will be surrounded by police marksmen.
I'm afraid not. You see, Villains Incorporated casts a very wide net. Your immediate superior, Sergeant Mickey Watt. A good friend of ours. So prepare to die, my clever detective constable.
Wait! Before you kill me, let me ask you...
We're not playing for time, are we, constable?
Excuse me, could you tell me what Clyde Street is, please?
You're going in completely the wrong direction, pal.
Oh, God.
Aye, this road takes you to Greenock.
So where's Clyde Street? Quickly!
You need to go back the way you came. Second right, take the first exit off the Joe carriageway.
First exit, yeah.
Past B&Q and third right at the traffic lights.
Right!
Straight down that road, left at the garage.
Great!
Past the primary school, second right after the mattress factory. And you can't miss it.
Thanks!
Is that Val Dunican, by the way?
Paddy McGinty's court.
He went to the races the other day. He won $20 and he shouted for the
There's still something I don't understand, Strangeweather.
And what's that?
Oh yeah. Why do you do this?
Well, shall we just say it gives me great satisfaction. Removing the heads of intellectuals, clever papists.
But what's the satisfaction in...
And, of course, there is the revenge factor.
Revenge?
In 1973, I was at the height of my powers as a quizmaster. Then came the grand final of Faith to Faith, Anstruther Methodist versus Jesuit College Cowdenbeath. The last question, they were neck and neck. So, the ultimate question in this immensely exciting final. And I must remind you, it's sudden death. So if you get the answer wrong, you forfeit the game. Fingers on buzzers. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. What were their names?
Macoun, Cowdenbeath.
War, famine, death and
I'm
pestilence.
sorry, that's the wrong answer. It was war, famine, death and lower back pain. So off with your...
No, pestilence is the right answer.
I'm afraid I set all the questions myself, and I can assure you...
Well, this time you made a mistake. It's pestilence. A child could tell you that. You imbecile, 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 imbecile.
No, he was right, of course. I became a laughingstock. It was the end of my career. It was a long while before God suggested how I might take my revenge. One afternoon, I met this priest in a pub in Argyle Street, a depressed academic. Felt suicidal but couldn't do anything about it because he was so afraid of hell. We came up with a mutually satisfying little plan.
And the head's turning up in Ibrox Park?
Just my little joke. I always was a bit of a blue nose. Anyway, I have it on higher authority. God is a Rangers supporter.
It was then I knew for certain. He was mad.
No more questions, my dear. Let's go.
It's been a long time, Reverend Strangeweather.
Sir!
How you doing, Sammy? Boxer, put the chainsaw down. I've no qualms about shooting you like the murderous dog you are. Empty your pockets. I can't believe you've not got a bit more hardware in there.
You want me to drop my trousers as well, Boxer?
No. I don't think there's anything too dangerous down there, Sammy. Not according to Melanie, at any rate.
You filthy, adulterous scumbag. I hope God forgives you, Boxer, because I certainly won't.
At least I know how to treat a woman, Sammy, unlike some people.
You knocked him out cold, sir?
I'm sorry, Shona. I just saw red. Right, let's lug this joker into the car.
Thought I was a goner there, sir. Thanks.
You take his head, and I'll take his ankles.
Yes, sir.
Right, mind his head and that pillar.
So, we got the killer in the end. With a bit of intuition on my part and a lot of dogged persistence on Bob Boxer's. Boxer still wasn't satisfied. But Paton, still trapped in the cleaner's cupboard, was delighted.
Nice work, both of you.
Thank you, sir.
But there are still a hell of a lot of loose ends, Chief.
Such as?
The letters in the victims' chests. The link with Villains Incorporated. This is bigger than Sammy Strangeweather. I'm not one for intuition, as you know, sir. But, well, I'm damned if I don't have this sense of something evil going on.
Well, at least it's a start, Boxer. And I'll tell you one thing.
What's that, sir?
From where I'm standing, it certainly doesn't look like an open and shut case.
I suppose you're right there, Chief.
And right here is where I'm staying, Boxer. Yeah. Now, suppose you two go and see what's happened to my flatbread. And make sure they haven't made them too thick this time. All the toppings get scraped off the last lot when they slid them under the door, and I'm absolutely starving.
In episode 1 of Boxer and Doberman, Detective Inspector Bob Boxer was played by Finlay Welsh and Detective Constable Shona Doberman by Anita Vettesse. Detective Chief Inspector Paton was played by James Bryce, the Reverend Sammy Strangeweather by Ralph Reich, and Melanie Strangeweather by Anne Scott Jones. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Boxer and Doberman was written by Alastair Jessiman and produced and directed by David Jackson Young. Boxer and Doberman by Alastair Jessiman, with Finlay Welsh as Detective Inspector Bob Boxer and Anita Vettesse as Detective Constable Shona Doberman. Episode 2: The Killings in Kirky Bray.
This is the late-running 9:35 Great Northern train service from Glasgow Central to Kirky Bray, calling at Morag, Dundee, Hectorton, Sooty, Inverslopen, Bridgespankie, Tallyhoolish, Maggie's Barn, Hamish, Abersnecky, Cowdenbeath, High Wiring, McPhail's Elbow, Fort Intrepid, Loch Ferret, Stramash General, Stramash Diplodocus Road, Badger's Haven, Inversnoo, and arriving in Kirky Bray at 11:56 p.m. We apologise for the late running of this service and any inconvenience it has caused yourself or your loved ones.
Bloody excuses. So who is this aunt of yours, Doberman?
Miss Myrtle. She's an amateur sleuth. Quite famous, sir. Quite successful.
Well, I reckon it's just a wild goose chase. trekking all the way up to the Highlands, miles for civilisation, just because of some old bird's hunch.
Aunt Jane said that all the victims had the letters VI tattooed on their chests. These village murders must be connected with our last case.
Have you never heard of copycat killings? Villains Incorporated aren't going to waste manpower in a wee Highland village.
She's incredibly intuitive and
intuition again. Listen, Doberman, we've had this out before. When it comes to police work, routine is the name of the game. Not intuition, routine. A rude word these days. My ex-chief once gave me a wee mnemonic. Radpop. Routine, application, dedication, persistence, observation, persistent... No, I said persistence, no. Radpop. Routine, application, dedication... No, it couldn't have been Radpop. Was it radish?
Cheese,
routine,
snaps.
Application...
Can I get you any refreshments?
Aye, I'll have 3 cans of Stella, caramel muffin and a chunky Kit Kat.
We only have shortbread.
Like I said, Doberman, miles for civilisation.
We arrived in Kirkybray just 5 hours late and headed straight for Harebells, my Aunt Jane's picturesque cottage.
It's very kind of you both to travel all the way up to our rural backwater.
It's a pleasure, Aunt Jane.
So, Miss Myrtle, you say there were 3 victims?
That's right, Inspector Boxer. All members of the Women's Rural Institute. And all 3 as nice as ninepence, without an enemy in the world.
Well, somebody must have had it in for them.
Aye, very true. Oh, dear, I've dropped a stitch.
What are you knitting, Aunt Jane?
Well, it began as a balaclava helmet. I started it many years ago, during the Falklands campaign. I wanted to make a few balaclavas for our lads at the front, but I forgot to leave a space for the eyes, which would obviously have caused problems in the field of operations. So, over the years, it's developed into this.
It's very big.
Yes, I'm not sure what it is now. I think it may be a woolly tank cover for the boys in Afghanistan. You know, to camouflage their tanks.
Bright pink's not the best colour for out there.
No. Oh, here. I'm forgetting my manners. Would you both like a cup of tea?
Yes, thank you, Aunt Jane.
Aye, thanks.
How do you both take it? Black with sugar?
And some milk.
Ah, milk. You and your city ways.
Your aunt, if I may say so, is missing a few ball bearings in the engine department.
Now, where did I put that milk can?
Don't be fooled by appearances, sir.
Aye. Anyway, the next thing is to have a wee deco at the victims.
Shall I phone the mortuary? Arrange a visit?
Where is that, Shona?
Aye. What's the name of the pathologist?
Well, actually, it's just the local GP who dealt with it.
Oh, butterfingers.
A remarkable amateur sleuth, eh?
Oh, dear me, sorry about all that kerfuffle. Right, here we are. Would you like to be Mother, Inspector? Crackers?
Aye, but it's probably just your age, Miss Myrtle. No offence.
Crackers would be lovely, Aunt Jane.
There we go now. I must say it's a baffling case. Each of the 3 victims was murdered in a particularly vicious manner. And the last victim, Jean Taylor, well, it was very odd. She just lives across the road. I know for a fact she locks all her doors and windows at night, apart from a tiny bathroom window for ventilation. Yet someone managed to gain entry without breaking in.
She was killed late at night?
Aye, in her bed. Dr. Kennedy estimates about 3 a.m.
Someone with a key?
Well, the only person who Jean entrusted with a key was myself.
I've arranged all the corpses on these trestle tables which we normally use for the bring and buy sale.
Thank you, Dr. Kennedy.
Nasty.
Yes, very nasty. These murders have put a great strain on the village infrastructure. As you can see, I've had to use my garage as an improvised mortuary. The mortuaries in Glasgow were full. There was an old firm game last week. I've been storing the victims' bodies in the family freezer.
Is that not a bit unhygienic?
Of course it is. It's all been a great trial for us here in Kirkybray. We feel unsupported, abandoned,
So, who were the victims?
Over in the corner there, Jean Taylor, 72. I'm in the process of examining Mrs. Taylor's internal organs. These two here, Janet McLean, 65 years old, and Mary Sinclair, 68.
Bruises and wounds everywhere.
That's right.
And look, sir, just as Miss Myrtle said, the letters VI tattooed on their chests.
What exactly was the cause of death?
Now, that's the curious thing. It's difficult to determine. It could be a number of things. They were all bludgeoned with a blunt instrument, something like a coal scuttle, perhaps. But they were also strangled, knifed, electrocuted, and, I suspect, poisoned.
Killer obviously wanted to make sure.
Can we have a look at Mrs. Taylor?
Yuck.
Yuck indeed, Inspector. Not a pretty sight, obviously. At the moment I'm examining her intestines and bladder here. Would you mind not smoking a pipe over the victim, Inspector?
Well, I'm sorry. Oh, damn. Hang on, I'll just fish it out.
For God's sake.
No harm done, pipe's gone out, though.
It just doesn't make any sense, Mr. Boxer. These women were some of the nicest ladies you could imagine. What's happening here? What's happening to our village?
Delightful tea shop, Aunt Jane.
I don't know how she manages to get so much air into her meringues. I really don't. Yes, I used to come here regularly with them all. Janet, Mary, Jean.
So, have you any idea at all who might have been responsible, Miss Myrtle?
Oh, I didn't catch any of that, I'm afraid, Inspector. Your mouth is full of sponge.
He asked if you had any idea at all who may have been responsible, Aunt Jane.
Well, I did have one little idea. I think it was all these lovely afternoon dainties that brought it back. You see, this whole sorry affair does remind me of a little incident that happened many years ago. I'd taken some of the village girls on a picnic down the river. A lovely spot, which used to be home to swans and ducks, and even the occasional waterfowl and kingfisher. Now, I'd baked a rather nice lemon drizzle cake, and there were 8 slices. A slice for everybody. Well, at some point during the picnic, I went to take my slice of lemon drizzle cake, and it wasn't there. One of the other girls had eaten it, had an extra piece.
What has this to do with 3 violent deaths, Miss Myrtle?
I instinctively knew, you see, Inspector, who had taken the extra piece of cake. A very quiet, incredibly nice girl. Too nice, you see.
So, the point of the story, Aunt Jane?
It's just a hunch, dear, just a hunch.
What's a hunch?
A hunch is an intuitive guess or feeling, Inspector. A kind of...
I know what a hunch is. What's your hunch?
My hunch. And it is just a hunch. I think in this particular case we should be rather suspicious of the nice people. The very nice people.
And this morning we pray for those less fortunate than ourselves, those suffering in so many different ways, those in financial difficulties, those who can't get out of the house, those who through no fault of their own have been scalded with hot liquid. Be with the stupid and ugly, Lord, with the sick, with the poor, with the confused and the clinically bewildered, with very fat people who may have self-esteem issues. And we do not exclude animals from our prayers.
We got...
For example.
You were snoring, sir.
And we also pray for the souls of those who have so recently been slaughtered in our village. Lord, be with their families and friends, and may the cruel assailant who so viciously murdered these unfortunate ladies, may he or she be brought to book at thy judgment seat.
What a beautiful morning.
God is indeed smiling on us today, Inspector.
Oh, aye.
Ah.
Very changeable weather up here, Minister.
Oh, yes.
Looks like sleet.
Did you know all the victims personally, Reverend Campbell?
Yes, I did, and 3 nicer ladies you'd be hard-pressed to meet. Janet McLean was a Kirk elder, most highly thought of. Mary Sinclair was our brown owl and also ran the Sunday school. And Jean Taylor was most generous with her time and energy. Jean's home baking was second to none. That woman's middle name was literally Scone.
What? Jean Scone Taylor?
No. When I say her middle name was literally Scone, I was of course speaking metaphorically. Let's just say that the good Lord himself would have enjoyed nibbling that woman's sponge fingers.
Is there anything connecting all 3 victims, Mr. Campbell? Anything they had in common?
Well, they were all members of the Women's Rural Institute. Perhaps you might like to talk to the president, Dolly McRae.
Where can I find this Dolly McRae?
She's our church organist. She wasn't there this morning. I believe she was having some concrete slabs delivered at home. But you might catch her practising this afternoon. Anything I can do to help, Inspector. Anything at all, don't hesitate to ask.
You can start by making your prayers a bit shorter, Mr. Campbell. No offence.
So, that same afternoon we returned to the church and met with Dolly McRae.
Our visitors from Glasgow. Welcome to Kirkiebree. Let me just finish this verse.
Dolly McRae.
That's right.
Detective Inspector Boxer, and this is Detective Constable Doberman. Do you mind if we ask you a few questions?
Not at all. Before you begin, I must apologise for the state of the organ. We are raising money to restore it, but at present it doesn't always perform as it should.
Handsome instrument.
Oh, yes. It's one of the oldest church organs in the country, and the only church organ still to retain the services of a chimpanzee. Say hello to the nice people, Mr. Chuckles. I call him Mr. Chuckles. He's very sweet-natured.
He operates the bellows.
That's right. And he takes the collection and whatnot. Anyway, how can I help?
These recent murders, Mrs. McRae, I believe that all 3 victims were members of the Women's Rural Institute.
Aye.
Of which organisation I believe you are president.
That's correct, Inspector.
Do you know of anyone who might have a grudge against the WRI?
No. It's baffling.
Or against these women in particular?
Not all of our ladies are perfect by any means. Some of them have quite distressing personal habits. And the language of 1 or 2 of our members leaves a lot to be desired. But the thing about these ladies, Janet and Mary and Jean, well, they really were the nicest women you could imagine.
Nice. It was strange how that word kept coming up in our investigations. The Kirkiebree village fete was to be held the following afternoon. The guest of honour was to be the local bigwig, Lady Farquharson Cairns, recently voted nicest woman in Scotland by readers of the Scottish Daily Mail. And I could see that Bob Boxer and Miss Myrtle were worried.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Would all mums and dads please make their way over to the track for the parents' sack race, which will commence in about 5 minutes. And may I draw your attention once again to our various stalls. Try your luck, have a go, and see if you can win a cuddly toy or a bumblebee in a jar.
Doberman and I'll just take a wee wander round, Miss Myrtle.
All right, Inspector. I'll wait here for Lady Farquharson Cairns. I don't want to let her out of my sight. Oh, I do hope there isn't going to be another grisly murder.
We'll see you later, Aunt Jane.
Yes, dear.
It's a delightful day, sir.
You love all this, don't you, Doberman?
Sorry?
The cucumber sandwiches, the posh hats, the la-di-da accents. You like a ferret and cream.
I just said it was a delightful day.
Well, I didn't have all these privileges when I was a kid. For me, Christmas was a satsuma and an old sock, and a special treat was a piece of white bread sprinkled with sugar. Even when I joined up, I had to pound the beat in my bare feet.
Why you tell me all this, sir?
Because if you want to rise in the force, you're going to have to struggle, like I did. A privileged Netherly background and a uni education aren't enough. Intuition isn't enough. Rad pop Doberman. Rad pop. Routine, application, dedication.
Would all boys and girls 12 and under, that is, all boys and girls 12 and under, come over to the stand now, please, for the children's belching competition. Thank you.
Inspector Boxer, Detective Constable Doberman, how nice of you to join us.
Afternoon, Mrs. McRae.
Oh, isn't it a beautiful day, apart from the occasional squalls of freezing sleet?
Yes, indeed.
Now then, are we both going to guess the weight of Mr. Chuckles? Say hello, Mr. Chuckles. It's our nice friends from the police.
Hello.
It's only 50p a go. All proceeds will go to my church organ fund, and if you're the lucky winner, then you win this wheelie bin full of homemade apricot jam.
We must be getting along, thanks.
I'm sure we've got time to have a go, sir.
1, 2, 3. Hello, hello.
Our guest has arrived.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honour and privilege as Minister of Kirkcaldy to welcome into our midst this afternoon Lady Farquharson Cairns. Lady Farquharson Cairns has kindly agreed to judge this year's longest vegetable and tastiest cake competitions. So if you could keep the marquee entirely free for the moment while her ladyship goes in to adjudicate, please. We don't want anyone in there attempting to bribe you. And I believe you will emerge to announce the winners in about half an hour's time?
Yes, that is correct.
I'm going to take a walk round the outside of the marquee, Doberman. Make sure nobody goes in there.
What'll I do, sir?
You can guess the weight of Mr. Chuckles.
Murder was the furthest thing from my mind on that summer afternoon as I wandered round the colourful stalls. But I was in for a rude awakening. Hello, Aunt Jane.
Hello, dear.
Aye.
Look, sir, I won a bumblebee.
Aye, good for you. I don't know. Her ladyship's been in that marquee an awful long time.
I was thinking the same thing myself.
And the joint winners of the children's belching competition were Juliet McCracken and Michael Davidson.
Let's go in. Etiquette or no etiquette? Oh, no.
Don't look, Shona, dear.
But I did look, and it wasn't a pretty sight. Lady Farquharson Cairns was hanging from the marquee ridgepole, totally naked, outsized vegetables and homemade cakes protruding from every orifice.
My God! Whoever did this wanted her to suffer.
That's a half and a half for you, sir.
Cheers.
And a pint of Guinness for you, Aunt Jane.
Oh, thank you, dear.
I didn't know you were good at darts.
I can't say my heart's in it tonight, Shona.
Sit down, Miss Myrtle. Doberman. Let's put our heads together. So, listen. I wasn't convinced at first, but now I'm sure. Seeing that woman, the state she was in, this has to be the handiwork of Biscuits McVitie's gang, Villains Incorporated.
The V.I. tattooed on her chest.
Everything about it spells biscuits. Except, of course, the man himself is enjoying a holiday at Her Majesty's pleasure. Any joy from IT, Doberman?
Inspector Boxer asked me to phone HQ, Aunt Jane, get them to run a check on the entire inhabitants of Kirkcaldy, see if anyone had any links with Biscuits McVitie.
And?
Nothing, sir. Everybody's record is spotlessly clean and no links with Biscuits.
McVitie. That name rings a bell.
What I can't understand is how anybody got into that marquee in the first place. You and I were strolling round the perimeter all the time her ladyship was in there, Miss Myrtle.
That's right. I didn't see a soul. Except...
Except?
Well, at one point. I thought I saw a little child on top of the marquee, out of the corner of my eye. But I just presumed it was my new spectacles. I've had to send them back about 5 times, actually. It's a real nuisance. Mr. Sturrock, my optician, is...
No. Nobody could have clambered up there. Physically impossible.
No.
Wait a minute. I was looking at some of the info IT gave me on biscuits. At one time, didn't he train children to burgle houses and things?
That's right. The scum bucket. Could a child be a murderer?
It would tie in with Jean Taylor's death. Only a child could have climbed through Jean's little bathroom window.
Any kids in Kirkcudbright have got form, Miss Myrtle?
Well, as we Nobby Kennedy. He's an utterly appalling child. But even he wouldn't... Oh, those marrows. Hold on.
What is it?
I've suddenly remembered where I heard the name McVitie before. It was somebody's maiden name. Tell me, Inspector, did this Biscuits McVitie of yours just train small children in the criminal arts?
What do you mean?
Might he also have trained chimpanzees?
That's right, Mr. Checkers. It's our friends, isn't it?
No friends of yours, I'm afraid, Mrs. McRae. Nay, McVitie.
How did you know?
I think you let slip your maiden name to somebody with a remarkable memory.
That bitch Myrtle.
Time to go, Dolly. Time to join your brother.
I have a cast-iron alibi for each of the murders, Mr. Boxer.
Oh, no! I know you trained an innocent chimpanzee to do your dirty work for you.
There is nothing innocent about Mr. Chuckles, believe me.
You disgust me.
Why did you kill all those women?
Why? I simply wanted to.
Wanted to?
Of course, my dear. It's the only thing left to do in a meaningless, godless universe. Fulfill your deepest and darkest desires.
You're insane.
Oh, how convenient to label me insane. The new order cometh and the old order perisheth. The weak must give way to the strong.
Cut this pseudo-Nietzschean philosophy, Dolly. You're nothing but a sadist, like your sickle brother.
Oh, I admit it. But we're all sadists deep down. The difference is, we in Villains Incorporated know it. My brother, myself, our friends, a growing number, Inspector. We intend to govern, and that means eradicating niceness in all its forms.
Well, I'm afraid you'll be spending the rest of your life in a nice prison cell, Dolly.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Mr. Chuckles!
Doberman, I'll take care of the chimp. You get Dolly. She's escaping up the bell tower.
In the darkness of the bell tower, amongst the dust and the ropes and the cobwebs, I tried to make out which fleeting shadow belonged to the insane Dolly McVitie. Dolly? Dolly, give yourself up. You're just making it worse for yourself.
Am I?
Of course you are.
Do you think I could spend the rest of my life in a prison cell? Someone like me?
I'm sure you could adapt. Reform. You could...
Over here, Doberman!
What instinct was it that made me duck just as Dolly McVitie swung the church bell at my head? I'll never forget the look in her eyes as the bell swung back towards her. That complex look of disbelief, cynicism and arrogance coupled with a fleeting trace of wistfulness for what might have been. As I watched Dolly McVitie's body being shovelled into the ambulance, I couldn't help thinking she would probably have approved of her own death. It had not been a nice way to go.
Mr. Chuckles, I'm arresting you for the murders of Janet McLean, Mary Sinclair, Jean Taylor and Lady Felicity Farquharson Cairns. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence.
So it was that on a quiet summer's day, Boxer and I took our leave of my Aunt Jane, and of Kirkiebrae.
You know, Dolly and I used to stroll down this very lane every week after the WRI meeting.
Did you never suspect that she was evil?
Oh, she was a bit too nice, certainly, and I had my suspicions. But I didn't calculate the depths of depravity that lurked in her dark heart. No, Inspector.
Still don't understand why she did it. Simply to say she wanted to kill those women.
There's more going on here than meets the eye, Doberman. She talked about Biscuits and their friends governing. What the hell did that mean? No, Villains Incorporated are planning something big.
Well, whatever it is, Dolly McVitie is one villain who won't be involved. Thanks to you, Aunt Jane.
Oh, I only threw in a few suggestions.
Thanks, Miss Myrtle. I wish you'd get rid of that bee Doberman.
Yes, dear. I always think it's a little cruel to keep insects in enclosed spaces like that.
It's a memento of my stay, Aunt Jane. I could tell that Miss Myrtle had won Bob Boxer over. I hadn't. Yet. But at least I could see that it was possible. I had one last thing to do before we left the village. You see, I realised I didn't need a memento of my visit. I undid the lid of the jam jar and watched as my bee flew haphazardly away, up into the azure summer sky.
In episode 2 of Boxer and Doberman, Detective Inspector Bob Boxer was played by Finlay Welsh and Detective Constable Shona Doberman by Anita, Vettesse. Miss Myrtle was played by Sheila Donald, Dr. Kennedy by Crawford Logan, Dolly McRae by Carol Ann Crawford, and the Reverend Campbell by the writer Alastair Jessiman. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Boxer and Doberman was produced and directed by David Jackson Young.
My first case as a detective constable, and I'd been thrown in at the deep end without a snorkel. Detective Inspector Bob Boxer and I'd been investigating a spate of extremely vicious murders. We believed they were the work of Biscuits McVitie's gang, Villains Incorporated. We also reckoned that Biscuits had been orchestrating the killings from his prison cell. So Paton, our boss, hauled McVitie in for questioning. But McVitie was as slippery as a salmon, and twice as dangerous.
Boxer and Doberman by Alastair Jessiman, with Finlay Welsh as Detective Inspector Bob Boxer and Anita Vettesse as Detective Constable Shona Doberman. Episode 3, The Big Cheese.
In the event, Chief Inspector Paton's interview with Biscuits had gone terribly and mysteriously wrong.
So how the hell did it happen?
McVitie knocked Paton unconscious, rammed a waste paper bucket over his head and simply walked out the station.
Walked out?
The interview room wasn't locked, sir. There was no officers on watch.
Why not?
Don't know, but it all looks pre-planned, as if McVitie has friends here in HQ.
Oh, God almighty.
Paton's absolutely fuming. And not just because Biscuits escaped. First aid can't get the waste paper bucket off the chief's head.
Is it tin? A light alloy or...
Standard Strathclyde police issue, sir.
Galvanised stainless steel. Jeez.
The repair shop are sending someone up with an acetylene torch.
Right. Come.
Morning, Chief.
Morning, Chief.
Morning.
Just heard the news, sir.
You walked straight out of the station, Boxer. Unbelievable. Listen, both of you. I want that man found.
Any ideas where he might be headed, Chief?
He could be anywhere. Out the country by now. What a disaster. Why was that door unlocked? Why were there no officers on watch? I want answers. Oh, hang on. I'm going to sneeze.
Try and stifle it, sir.
You all right?
No, I'm not all right. It's a nightmare in here.
Can I get you a hanky or
No,
something?
don't be daft. I can't fit a hanky inside this thing.
Sorry.
OK. What's our next move?
How about I try and get hold of Sylvester?
Sylvester?
He's one of the boss's snouts. If anybody knows where Biscuits might be, it's Sylvester.
He's a good snout. The best. OK, Boxer. Give her a try. Oh, God.
Chief, if I struck the bucket firmly in the crown, I think I might be able to release it.
No, just leave it.
No, it's because you've got such big ears, sir. I think a sudden sharp blow might activate a contrary motion, causing your ears to spring up and thereby releasing the bucket.
No, Boxer.
Basic schoolboy physics, Chief. Here we go.
Boxer, right now!
No, I made it worse. Sylvester! Sylvester!
In here, Mr. Boxer.
In the toilet cubicle?
Aye, I'm taking no chances.
OK, Sylvester, what's going down?
What's it worth?
We can talk money later.
I might not be selling, Mr. Boxer.
You'd sell your mother's teeth for firewood.
It's a dangerous business, Inspector. I'm putting myself at risk here.
Do you know where he is?
Keep your voice down.
You do, don't you?
I'm in the post.
Don't you?
Get off my nipples.
Where's Biscuits? What's he up to?
I don't know what he's up to, Mr. Boxer. I just know it's something really big. And he's recruiting.
Recruiting for what?
I don't know. Something big.
So where's he recruiting?
Here in Glasgow. He's no left the city.
Where in Glasgow?
I don't know.
Where?
You'll have my guts for garters, Mr. Boxer.
I'll have your guts for garters if you don't tell me.
Would you stop doing that?
Where is he recruiting?
My nips. You'll pull them off. The Bonanza bar.
The Bonanza? It's local.
That's what I heard, Mr. Boxer.
You better not be coming the old soldier with me, mate.
Straight up, honest to God.
OK. Right. There you go.
A tenner. He's a 20. The Waynes are on at me for a PlayStation.
Oh, 15. Pleasure doing business with you.
Your spurs keep catching in the gear lever, sir.
I know.
I feel absolutely ridiculous in all this stuff.
And my false teeth and whiskers make me look alright, Charlie, but this is not about looking cool, Doberman. It's about blending in like a human chameleon. It's about the art and psychology of undercover. Biscuits McVitie is a country and western fanatic, so we get in the country and western groove. Now, put your glittery Stetson back on.
Yes, sir.
When in Rome... Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
So stop your moaning. We're about to enter Wild West country. Wild West country. It's governed by different laws, Doberman. The laws of the jungle.
One, two. Howdy, partners! And welcome to Talent Night at the Bonanza Bar. A song, a smile, who knows, perhaps a tear. Come up one and all and have a go. So remember, mobiles off, nae spitting on the performers, and we'll be starting in about 1 minute once Doug disentangles the bloody cables.
Rough place, sir.
I did warn you, Doberman.
No sign of Biscuits?
No, but you see that table in the corner? See the big gorilla with eyes like a hamster?
Aye.
That's his right-hand man, Hamster Hepburn.
And the bloke next to him, in the large Stetson.
I never seen him before. Hey, darling, another couple of doubles. By the way, Hen, who's the bloke with the Stetson over there with the red nose, specs, moustache?
Oh, that's Mr. Johnston.
Oh, aye.
He's just about to do a turn. Great singer, you know.
Okay, quieting down now, ladies and gentlemen. First up, would you welcome, please, back for his holidays, our very own Mr. Johnson.
Afternoon, partners. This is an old Slim McCafferty favourite. Sweet Mary Ann. Oh, sweet Mary Ann. Oh, sweet Mary Ann. If you was a prairie morning.
He's terrible, sir. Why'd they let him get away with it?
I don't know.
It might be nothing, boss. But earlier on, when he took his specs off, I couldn't help noticing his nose and moustache came off at the same time.
My God! It's Biscuits! It must be. Anybody else, they'd cut his throat. I've just had an idea. Did I ever tell you I could yodel?
I didn't know what he was up to, but Boxer obviously had something up the sleeves of his cowboy jacket. And it wasn't just his old cardigan.
Next up is a stranger to the Bonanza Bar. He likes to be called the man with no name. And he's going to sing for us
the song of the yodeling cowboy.
The song of the yodeling cowboy. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with no name.
When I'm feeling kind of lonesome, when I'm feeling kind of blue, when the cattle are stampeding, when I'm pursued by the shoe, when my horse has been unfaithful, when the beans taste kind of bad, when my spurs have lost their sparkle and I'm feeling kind of sad, I yodel, yodel-a-lady, 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 yodel-a-lady.
Boxer's ploy worked. As soon as he sat down, an intrigued Mr. Johnson and his sidekick hamster Hepburn came over to our table.
Mind if my colleague and I join you?
Oh, please.
Like to mingle with fellow artistes, you know.
Aye.
So, the man with no name, eh?
That's right.
And your lady friend?
The woman with no name.
Right. Must make social interaction a bit tricky for yous. Do you not think, hamster?
That's right, boss. Must do.
This is Mr. Hepburn, by the way.
All right.
And I'm Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Johnson.
Eh?
Your name's Mr. Johnson, boss.
Oh, aye, Mr. Johnson. Forget my own name sometimes. Don't I, hamster?
That's right, Biscuits. Mr. Johnson, aye.
Hamster?
What?
You're a big knob.
Sorry.
Don't worry, Mr. Johnson. A little bird told us you might be here.
Told us you might be recruiting?
That right?
That's right. Thought you might need another couple of musicians to swell your ranks.
Is there something wrong with your teeth, by the way? They keep wobbling about.
It was the yodeling.
Dislodged a couple of my crowns.
Right. You know, I sometimes have the same problem with this nose. Even though it's attached to the specs.
Aye.
You can't be too careful.
No.
Still, great yodeling.
We could do with a yodeler.
Okay, we do have some vacancies, and I liked what you did on stage there. Before anybody joins Villains Incorporated, they have to have a wee initiation test. So if yous would care to follow me into the back room... Hamster, go and get the gear.
In the evil-smelling back room of the Bonanza Bar, Hamster Hepburn set up 2 tanks. In each of the tanks was a large fish. Then Hamster handed Biscuits McVitie a cattle prod.
Cute, aren't they? Lovely dark eyes. Guess you're right here. Doesn't it know, Hamster?
That's right. Aye.
What do you want us to do?
They say Al Capone, God bless him, got his prospective associates to kill wee puppies. Similar with us, except we ask you to electrocute a trout. Who's going first?
I'll go first. That afternoon, as I stared into the dark and trusting eyes of an innocent trout, a cattle prod in hand, I hated myself. I hated myself, I hated Biscuits McVitie, and, for the first time in my life, I hated the force.
Well done. Doesn't it usually leap that far?
Aye, that was really quite high, wasn't it?
You're next, mate. Come on, pal, what you waiting for? Hand me the man's phone, Hamster.
I don't think
Give me the phone or I'll plug you.
Thank you.
Hello, Inspector Boxer. This is Sylvester here. Listen, I got some news for you. Biscuits escape. It was an inside job. You've got a mole at your HQ. His name is Stilton. Inspector Stilton. Heard of him? S-T-I-L-T-O-N. Stilton. Mr. Boxer?
Sylvester, how you doing, mate? It's your boss here.
Biscuits?
That's right. You've been a bit of an old blabbermouth, haven't you?
Oh, shit.
I thought there was something fishy about yous. Bob Boxer. Been a long time.
No long enough. McVitie.
Under close guard, Boxer and I were taken to Biscuits McVitie's HQ, his mum's house in Ridley. We were introduced to Mrs. McVitie as two of her son's business associates, given high tea and shown the family photograph album.
And, this is Biscuits in the church choir. He liked to sing, didn't you, dear? Oh, where is he? He's always on the phone, that boy. Busy boy. You know, he was away on a business trip for the last 6 years. I like to meet his friends. Thing is that I seem to drop by just the once. They go downstairs for a wee business conference and I never see them again. It's funny that.
Mrs. McVitie.
Have another wee pancake and jam, love.
Thanks.
It's Rupert for the garden. I love Rupert, but it doesn't love me. Between ourselves, I'm a matter to win.
Mrs. McVitie.
Help yourself to more tea, Miss Doberman.
Thank you.
Now. Oh, this is Biscuits at Cub Camp. And this is Biscuits with hidden a basin. There's not a very good in that. Oh, now, this was taken at Rossi Beach. He must have been about 5 then. Look, you can see his wee bare bum.
Mrs. McVitie.
His wee bare hair's all covered in sand.
Mrs. McVitie.
Yes, love?
Your son is not an innocent businessman. He's a master criminal. I believe he means to torture and murder us here in your house. Now, I know how difficult it is for a mother to betray her only boy, but you must phone the police before it's too late.
Sorry, I didn't catch any of that, Mr. Boxer. You spoke far too quick. I'm a wee bit deaf.
Mrs. McVitie, Biscuits is not an innocent business.
Oh, yeah. Do you know the story of how he came to be called Biscuits?
Would you listen?
Oh, you shouting at my ma? Was he shouting at you? Was he shouting at her, hamster?
Aye.
It wasn't Mr. Boxer's fault, dear. I couldn't hear what he was saying that good because of my ears.
High tea is over. Mr. Boxer, Miss Doberman, it's time to repair downstairs for a wee spot of business.
Biscuits showed us to a tiny cell in the basement of his mother's house. Furnishings, 2 horsehair mattresses, and 1 aluminium bucket.
It's not quite the Glen Eagles Hotel, but I hope yous both enjoy your stay.
Blow it out your bottom, McVitie. You think you're a big cheese Biscuits, but you are what you always were, a nasty wee mammy's boy who likes to pull the wings off blue bottles.
I'd like to hang around and enjoy your amusing repartee, Boxer, but you're going to need your beauty sleep. I've just been on the blower to a good china of yours. He's dropping by tomorrow morning to have a wee chat with you.
And who's that?
Chubby O'Brien. Best mates at one time, weren't you know?
If you harm a hair at Chubby's head...
No, you misunderstand me, Mr. Boxer. Chubby's one of us now. Good night. Sleep well.
That can't be true.
Who's Chubby O'Brien, sir?
We were best friends at college. He graduated top of our year, the bee's knees at Stop and Search, a real whizzing fingerprint technique. And he used to break suspects in minutes. No. Old Chubby couldn't he possibly have...
Bob, good morning to you. Thank you, Mr. Hepburn. You can leave me and Mr. Boxer here to get reacquainted. Oh, and if you'd bring in 2 cups of tea and a couple of caramel logs, please.
Will do, Mr. O'Brien.
Have a seat, Bob. I hope you and your colleagues slept well.
Say it's not true, Chubby.
Oh, it's true. I crossed to the dark side. The pay's so much better. The holidays too. I'm a villain now, Bob. And soon you'll be joining me.
I'd rather eat my own brains.
It might come to that.
God's name, Chubby. Why have you ended up working for a stinking ferret like Biscuits McVitie?
I don't work for Biscuits McVitie. He works for us.
But he's the boss of Villains Incorporated.
A newt in a larger pond, Bob. Villains International is who I work for.
Villains International?
That's right. The world needs strong men, Bob. It needs leaders. And Villains International is stepping into the breach. God is dead.
Time for the devil to have his due.
And you're prepared to turn your back on everything you believed in? To be the devil's advocate?
That's right. I dance to the devil's tune now.
And the force. I know it has its faults, but better the devil you know.
No, Bob, I'm tired of that old music. And as they say, the devil has the best tunes.
Well, you can go to the devil, Chubby.
Thank you, Bob. I already have.
2 cups of tea and 2 caramel logs.
Thank you, hamster. Just leave it there. So, cheers. I look forward to us working together again, my old pal.
Is that what this is all about? You want me to join your filthy organisation? And how the hell do you think you're going to make me do that?
By breaking you, Bob.
Oh, you won't break me, Chubby.
Law of physics. Everything has its breaking point. Just like this caramel log.
By the third day, our accommodation was beginning to really get to us. It was damp, cold and terribly cramped. But I suppose it could have been worse.
I'll say one thing. Miss Vettesse doesn't make a bad rhubarb crumble.
More custard, Chief?
Thanks. Afraid I'm going to have to use the bucket again in a wee while, Doberman.
Sir, that piece of hardboard, nailed to the wall, that piece of hardboard, wonder if it's stuck over a chimney breast. Help me. Get it off.
You're right.
Very narrow, but there's light at the top, see?
There's no way I could get up there.
I could, sir.
OK, Doberman. Quick, they'll be here in a minute with their cocoa.
I'll phone HQ soon as I get out. Get them to send a posse.
Your tracking device.
My what?
Your standard DC issue should be located in your shoe.
Yes, of course, sir.
Give it here. I'll insert it in my body, keep it hidden. Once you get back to HQ, you'll be able to track me.
Where in your body?
Where the monkey shoves its nuts.
But, sir, don't you have medical issues in
Come on, no time to lose.
I don't like leaving you here alone, sir.
My granny had an old saying, Shona, if you can't hoogly it, give it the wheat. Never made any sense to me, but it's always stood me in good stead.
Yes, sir.
Now get up that chimney.
But by the time I got back with the special unit, the birds had all flown. And just one person was left in the house.
No, you've just missed them, I'm afraid. They all had to go to an urgent meeting in Beirut. So, that's 35 teas and 19 coffees.
And 1 peppermint tisane, please, Mrs. McVitie.
Eh?
I knew that wherever they were now, Chubby O'Brien's relentless interrogation of Bob Boxer would be continuing. And I hoped to hell my boss could hold out.
Tell me, what is it that you're most afraid of, Bob?
You know me, Chubby. I'm entirely without fear.
I just remember those conversations we used to have. We talked about all sorts, didn't we? Women, football, fear, our deepest fears. You once told me that the thing you were most afraid of was an animal, remember? You never told me what kind of animal. You were too afraid to say. What was it, Bob? Badger? Tiger? Was it a beetle? How do you feel about rats, Bob?
Rats don't bother me, O'Brien. After all, you're never meant to be more than 3 yards away from one. 3 feet in my case.
I'll worm it out of you. Talking of animals, I'm told you were unable to electrocute a trout. It was always your one weakness, Bob. A fundamental concern for others.
Weakness, was it?
Oh, yes. Now, for example, if I got Mr. Hepburn to come in here and give you a good doing over, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But if he came in here and started harming a good friend of yours, I think you'd find that hard to take.
What are you on about?
Mr. Hepburn, would you mind stepping in here a moment, please? Now then, Mr. Hepburn, I'm going to ask Mr. Boxer a question. If he answers no to that question, I want you to punch me hard in the stomach.
Huh? I'm sorry.
You heard?
Are you sure, Mr. O'Brien?
Just do as I say. Now, Bob, are you going to join Villains International?
No.
You didn't like that, did you, Bob? seeing an old friend suffer.
You bastard!
I'm going to ask Mr. Boxer again, Mr. Hepburn. If he still says no, I want you to smash me in the jaw. You want to see your best pal spitting his teeth onto the desk like so many shattered polo mints, Bob? It's up to you. OK. Will you join Villains International?
No.
OK, Mr. Hepburn. This time I want you to hit me as hard as you can without actually knocking me out.
I'm entirely happy with this, Mr. O'Brien.
Just do it, Mr. Hepburn. So, Bob.
Chubby, for God's sake.
Will you join us?
No, Chubby. You knocked him out, mate.
Shit. I don't know my own strength. That was the feedback I was given at my quarterly assessment, by the way. Mr. O'Brien. Sorry, Mr. O'Brien.
It's all right, Mr. Hepburn. Help me up, will you? I could see you'd put too much weight behind that one. My fault. Should have ducked. Ducked? You flinched there, Bob. Why did you flinch when I said ducked?
Anything yet?
Nothing. If he's put the tracking device where he said he was going to put it, the signal's going to be pretty faint.
OK. Keep me posted.
Will do. Hang on, DC Doberman. We've got something.
Can you hear me in there, Bob? Aye. Good. Now, you see that flap in your cell door, the cat flap? Well, it's not a cat flap. It's a duck flap.
Don't do this to me, Chubby.
When did it begin, Bob? Your terror of ducks.
Chubby, please.
Why are you so frightened of ducks, Bob?
The pram. I was 18 months old. She let the pram go down the hill. How could she have been so careless, right? Down the hill, straight into the pond. The duck pond.
Oh, dear. Nibbled, were you, Bob?
Nibbled. Pecked. Chubby.
Are you going to join us, Bob?
No.
OK, Mr. Hepburn, open the electronic duck flap for 5 seconds.
Oh, please! Get them out! Chubby!
Are you going to join us, Bob?
No!
Open the duck flap, Mr. Hepburn, and keep it open this time.
No! Keep them away from me! No!
All you have to do is sign on the dotted line, Bob.
No! Look, if I tell you a secret, will you get them off?
What's the secret?
I've got a tracking device up my arse! Get them off of me!
What? What did he say?
He said he had a thing in
I
me
heard what he said. Go in there and get it out.
Eh? It's almost my lunch break.
Do it! Where's biscuits?
He went out to Pret a Manger for a smoothie and a baguette. He said...
On your feet! Hands against the wall!
Doberman! Thank God!
You all right now, sir?
Aye. I was just thinking, if Villains International can recruit Chubby O'Brien, they can recruit anyone. You know, Doberman, he almost had me. I was within a bow hair of crossing to the dark side.
But that ball hair made all the difference, both. It was the difference between you and him. It was the ball hair of integrity.
Ah, maybe. Anyway, we still need to find McVettesse. Just typical, it was his lunch break when you guys arrived. Boxer.
It's you this time, is it?
Sylvester. I've been trying to contact you. Where are you?
Listen, you've got to get over here. I'm in danger. Retro Cafe, Sucky Hall Street. As soon as you can. I'm being followed by...
Sylvester. Sylvester.
Poor old Sylvester.
He was just like this when the waitress found him.
Yes, sir. Slumped over the table, hair and face soaking wet.
Drowned in his own alphabet soup.
Hang on, sir. Maybe he wasn't quite dead when the killer exited the crime scene.
How do you mean?
On the table. Look. Sylvester's left us a message, spelled out in the letters from his soup.
S-T-I?
LTO.
N. Stilton.
What does it mean, Doberman? What does it all mean?
In episode 3 of Boxer and Doberman, Detective Inspector Bob Boxer was played by Finlay Welsh and Detective Constable Shona Doberman by Anita Vettesse. Detective Chief Inspector Paton was played by James Bryce, Biscuits McVitie by Stephen McNichol, Mrs. McVitie by Eileen McCallum, and Chubby O'Brien by Crawford Logan. Sylvester the Snout was played by the writer Alastair Jessiman, and other parts were played by members of the cast. Boxer and Doberman was produced and directed by David Jackson Young. Boxer and Doberman by Alastair Jessiman, with Finlay Welsh as Detective Inspector Bob Boxer and Anita Vettesse as Detective Constable Shona Doberman. Episode 4: The Seat of Evil.
It had all started with Bob Boxer and I investigating the deaths of a few decapitated academics, but the case had got bigger and messier. Boxer and I were getting out of our depth, and DCI Paton, our accident-prone chief, was struggling to keep his head above water too. The powers that be were losing patience, which was why an outsider had now been assigned to the case.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Detective Chief Superintendent Rowbottom Trench, and I'll... Did someone snigger? Someone perhaps find my name amusing?
I'm sorry, sir. It's
Get out of this briefing room. Now! And take the gum out of your mouth while you're at it. As I was saying, my name is Detective Chief Superintendent Rowbottom Trench, and I'll be heading this investigation from now on. Okay. What started as seemingly random killings... Whose mobile is that?
I'm sorry, sir. It's new. I can't...
Name?
That's D.I. Boxer, sir.
Boxer?
Sir.
You've been doing some excellent work on this case, Boxer. Just keep your phone off and change the tune when you get the chance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What started as seemingly random killings by the Glasgow gang Villains Incorporated, led by your own Biscuits McVitie, has escalated into something much, much bigger. Villains Incorporated seems to be a subsidiary of Villains International, an organisation which for some time now has been targeting high-profile victims worldwide. Yes, Boxer?
I was just wondering, sir, do we have any further clues to these jokers' motivation?
No, we don't. The motivation could be money, could be power, perhaps just downright evil. Whatever it is, they seem to be a kind of aspiring mafia with one man coordinating the whole thing behind the scenes. They call him the Big Cheese. And compared to this big cheese, Biscuits McVitie is small crackers. No pun intended. Okay, so let's look at this recent spate of killings. DCI Paton, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, sir. I'll just put up the whiteboard.
All right, Paton.
Yes, sir. Luckily I was circumcised as a boy. Okay, the most recent victims. Firstly, a member of the House of Lords, Lord Ash, Euro MP Judith Abercrombie, business tycoon Jacques Alouette, killed in Paris last week with a tapered baguette, and most recently, the Scottish comedian Zippy Adamson.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Those pens are terribly squeaky. The noises come right through me.
This is a murder investigation squad, Doberman. It's not a kindergarten.
Oh, they are their own pens for the board, sir.
That ink won't wait for...
Look, are you lot taking this seriously? Because
right, Paton. We don't want to get into trouble with the stationary requisition people at this stage in the game.
Yes. Okay, sir. Anyway, I want you to look at those names. Ash, Abercrombie, Alouette, Adamson. Any comments? Ash, Abercrombie, Alouette, Adamson. Anyone see a connection between those names? They all begin with A. Our killers would seem to be working through the alphabet. So a lot of politicians, celebrities, etc. are going to need our protection. Specifically, at this moment in time, those whose surnames begin with the letter A. Okay, let's brainstorm. Who do we need to protect?
Arthur Askey.
He died years ago.
Really?
Lance Armstrong.
Duke of Argyll.
Okay, and let's also think internationally here.
Alan Alda.
He's a tube.
Let's keep it impersonal, please.
Are the Alexander brothers still alive?
I saw them in Paton and Guruk about 12 years ago.
D.I. Travis, get in touch with Stockholm. I want a round-the-clock watch kept on all the ex-members of ABBA. Any more?
That chat show bloke.
Graham Norton.
No.
Clive Anderson.
Paddy Ashdown.
Okay. Let's get some of these names down on the board.
Julie Andrews.
Rowan Atkins.
Isn't that Kent's...
It's just before we forget the names, sir.
He's swallowed his pen, Tom.
Any first aiders? Anyone here get first aid? Luckily for our chief, Rowbottom Trench managed to perform an improvised tracheotomy with his backdoor key and a credit card. But Paton's mishap was an excuse to finally remove him from the case. The DCS said he didn't want anyone that clumsy spearheading the investigation, and Boxer and I had to carry on without the chief.
Why? Why, Zippy? Why?
That's the very question we're trying to answer, Mrs. Adamson.
I want you to think, is there anyone at all who might have wanted to drop a safe in your husband's head?
Nobody hated Zippy.
It must be a great comfort to you that he brought such pleasure to millions.
Aye. Oh, you know, you hear other comics, how depressed they are in real life. Zippy wasn't like that. He was just the same in private as he was in public. Even at breakfast he'd make me laugh. Gargle Way's cornflakes, have a banana sticking out his fly, that kind of thing.
Oh, it's all right, Mrs. Adamson.
Oh, it's not all right. My husband's been flattened to death by a safe and you say it's all right? I'm sorry. Zippy wouldn't want me to be this way. You see those huge big clown shoes by the fireplace?
Aye.
When I feel sad about Zippy, I just look at those big shoes of his and I chuckle.
Mrs. Adamson, did Zippy have any visitors recently?
There was only that policeman.
What policeman?
I know it's wrong of me, but I can't help blaming you lot for all of this.
I don't follow.
The street party for those kids, it was organised by the Strathclyde police. By this Inspector Stilton.
Stilton?
And what did this man look like, Mrs. Adamson?
Oh, a bit odd. Very tall, a nose that looked like a pickled gherkin. Oh, and a huge head, shaped like a big pan loaf.
OK, David. Thanks very much. IT can't trace any Stilton, sir.
Our mysterious Inspector Stilton. The same man that drowned Sylvester the Snout in his own alphabet soup. But is he a real policeman? Or somebody posing as a cop?
Can I turn this Conway off, please?
Hey, no, not that button. That's the lighter. Or rather, the button for the ejector seat.
Ejector seat? Health and safety wouldn't like that.
Health and safety can go and electrocute themselves. All I know is that seat has saved my life on more than one occasion. Mind you, I had an embarrassing incident with the boss's wife last year. I was driving her and the chief back for a dinner dance. She was sat just where you are and she went to light a fag. She ended up in a cattle truck headed for Aberdeen. She was very good about it. I think she had relatives in Elgin, so she wasn't too put out.
Where now, sir?
I think we should visit wee Gordon Boyle.
Who? East
End lowlife. He was Biscuits McVitie's cellmate for a while, in Berlin.
This isn't about biscuits anymore, sir.
Oh, it is, Doberman. And I'm gonna nail the bastard.
Nail him so hard that when he coughs his underpant elastic will spring right out of his ears.
It was personal between Boxer and Biscuits. I knew that. The head of Villains Incorporated had turned out to be a small fish in a much larger pond. But Boxer felt that Biscuits was still the key, and that was why we were paying a visit to his ex-cellmate at the Bar Ale. So listen, Gordon. Did Biscuits ever mention an organisation called Villains International?
Biscuits and I didn't get on, you know. To be honest, I think he was a wee bit in awe of me being a serial killer and that.
A failed serial killer.
Well, you know, that's a bit unkind, Mr. Boxer.
You never killed anybody.
Well, nobody actually died as a result of my serial killing activities.
In fact, that wee lassie put you in intensive care.
There was no need for that. She was a yellow belt at Taekwondo, that lassie. She ruptured my spleen.
Did Biscuits ever mention an organisation called Villains International?
Look, I'm a bit confused here, by the way. That other cop saw me last Friday and told me to keep mum about the whole affair, you know.
What other cop?
The one with the head like a loaf.
Stilton?
Aye, Stilton.
What did he ask you to keep mum about?
Well, I can't say, can I?
What had you to keep quiet about?
I was just told I had to keep mum on pain of castration.
For God's sake, man, the cracking of an international crime syndicate's more important than your wedding tackle.
It's a matter of opinion, Mr. Boxer, to be brutally frank with you.
We need a lead here, Gordon.
You will find a home in the seat of evil.
What's that meant to mean?
You will find a home in the seat of evil. That's all I'm saying. It's a riddle.
What is it with you serial killers? Always telling bloody riddles. Listen, Gordon.
Mr. Boxer, I'm sorry, but this Stilton, he meant what he said, you know. And I'm no about to lose my procreative capacity for nobody.
The fact is, Superintendent, we're up against a brick wall.
We're just getting nowhere, sir.
Every avenue's turned into a cul-de-sac. Whoever we see, wherever we go, this Stilton's been there first, muddying the waters,
yes,
clouding the scent,
yes, I understand,
poisoning the well, pissing in every lead we've had.
I get the point, Boxer. Do you have a description of this Stilton?
Aye, sounds an unusual Johnny. Tall, nose like a pickled gherkin,
and a head like a large pan loaf.
How did you know that, sir?
This morning a man answering that description walked into my office. He said he was a colleague of yours, and we started talking about the case. I'd no reason to doubt him. I am new around here, and he seemed utterly genuine. Knew all the details inside out. When he left, he took away with him the entire Villains International dossier. He called himself Inspector Stilton.
Don't worry, sir. We'll find him, and my name's
no,
not
Boxer.
Bob. Sorry?
You're both off the case.
Off the case?
How did Stilton know so much about this investigation? Minute details that only 3 other people knew about. The 2 of you and Paton.
Surely you're not implying that...
This morning I handed over highly confidential information to a very tall man with a nose that looked like a gherkin and a head that looked like a loaf of bread. He called himself Stilton. I believe that man was the big cheese. I don't know what's going on here, but I just can't afford to take any more chances. You will both take several months sabbatical, starting today.
So it's Queen of the South 5, Glasgow Rangers 0 as we move into the last 10 minutes of the game. Doherty has it. Passes to McDonald. Lovely dummy from McDonald. Nice mover, this man. Quite fancy him. Like to see him in a tight-fitting sailor's uniform. Passes to Robertson. Robertson's unmarked, and Robertson fumbled it. He was more interested in that chalk ice, but manages to pass to Gruben Dichterschneisen. Rangers will really have to pull something out of the bag here if they want to retain the homebrew trophy.
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Come in. Sorry about the mess. Do you want a tea or something? I've got some beer as well.
I brought us some milkshakes.
Ah.
Your favourite flavour, blueberry and ginger.
No contest then.
So, how you been?
All right. For that stuck-up git Rowbottom trench to imply that one of us... I've given my life to the bloody force. So has Paton.
We need to stick together, sir. The three of us. If anyone can crack this case, we can.
Oh, but how? We don't have any leads. Any backup?
I was thinking, sir. We Gordon Boyle's riddle. You will find their home in the seat of evil.
What about it?
That museum through in Edinburgh, near Arthur's Seat. The Scottish Museum of Evil. It's just a wild guess, but could that be Villains International's HQ?
I wonder.
And there's something else, sir. I was reading an article about the museum the other day. They've got a touring exhibition on at the moment from Romania. A Dracula exhibition.
Don't follow.
Dracula's historical name was Vlad the Impaler.
V.I.
Some of these exhibits are disgusting, sir.
What's this? Birkenhair's original wheelbarrow with which they transported the decaying corpses of their victims. Oh, aye.
The kids seem to love it, though.
If I could have your attention, please. Welcome everybody to the Scottish Museum of Evil. My name's Janet and I'm your tour guide this afternoon. Now, if there's anything at all I can do to help you enjoy your visit, please don't hesitate to ask. Now, Scotland's many evil men and women are commemorated in the museum in a very tasteful fashion. But if you do find some of the exhibits distressing, we have a number of trained counsellors on hand if you need a wee chat. Now, are there any questions before we move on?
Aye, what's going on in this big glass case here?
Well, now this is Sawney Bean, the famous Scottish cannibal, his wife and one of their victims. This is one of our interactive exhibits and it's very sensitive. So, please switch off all your mobile phones.
Do they move?
Yes. Now, we'll be returning to this exhibit at which time you may interact with the figures.
By pressing this button.
Dinner, Mrs. Bean.
Aye, here's the carving knife, Mr. Bean.
No! Right. So, in a minute...
That was great.
So, in a minute, we shall proceed to the Dracula suite. Our most prominent artefact in the Dracula suite is the very coffin which Dracula, or Vlad the Impaler, to give him his historical title, is said to have used. Please be aware as we enter, the trip hazards marked with a black and yellow signage strips.
Can I have another go on this before we...
No!
Dinner, Mrs. Bean.
Aye, here's the carving knife, Mr. Bean.
Thanks for the tour, Janet.
Oh, it's a great pleasure. We haven't had many people from the police wanting to have a look around. No. You probably see enough horror and tragedy as it is on a day-to-day basis without having your noses rubbed in
Janet,
here.
The night staff, the caretaker and the night manager, could you describe them to us?
The caretaker, Mr. Johnson, his name is. He has a deep scar down one cheek.
Biscuits.
I'm sorry?
And the manager?
Mr. Stilton.
Stilton.
Does Mr. Stilton's head resemble a pan loaf by any chance?
Well, yes. May I ask what all this is about?
We believe the building may be being used as the headquarters of an international crime syndicate.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll need your help. We need to stay here tonight.
Well, I need to ask Mr.
You won't ask Mr. Stilton anything, Janet. Doberman, phone Rowbottom Trench, explain the situation and tell him to send back up at midnight on the dot.
Will do.
Oh, my goodness.
So that evening, Boxer and I secreted ourselves in a tiny cupboard near the Sawney Bean exhibit. Through a crack in the door, we could just make out a light shining from the office, where Biscuits McVitie was now ensconced. Your elbow's in my ribs, sir.
Oh, sorry.
More garlic bread?
I'll take another slice of pizza.
Margarita? Or there's a last slice of pepperoni?
I'll have the pepperoni. Did you want the pepperoni?
No,
No, I'm fine.
Because I'm not bothered.
No, I'm fine with the margarita.
You sure?
Yes, that's really. It's okay.
Midnight. Backup will be here. Time to go in.
I only saw Biscuits go in there, Chief. Should we not phone Robot and Trench, tell him to hold fire, wait for Stilton to arrive?
Janet said Stilton's always somewhere in the building at night. Backup will have surrounded the place. He won't escape. No. It's now or never. Let's get out of this bloody cupboard and move in. Right, quietly now. Bloody mobile!
I see the buttons.
You think he heard us?
I don't know. Don't think so. Okay, let's go.
Drop your guns.
Biscuits!
Hello there. I've been expecting you. Drop them.
How did you get behind us?
Well, this place is jam-packed with secret passages, Inspector Boxer. I'd show you round, but no time, I'm afraid.
The whole building's surrounded, McVitie. The game's up.
That right?
There's a special unit of 200 men and women out there.
Oh, look at me. I'm quaking in my shoes. Let's just walk next door, shall we? To the Dracula room. Somebody I want yous both to meet.
Biscuits, this is useless. The place is surrounded.
Shut up. Now then, turn the music on, Doberman. Switch on the wall there. Bit of atmosphere. Okay. Now see Dracula's coffin there, Boxer. Open the lid.
Face it, Biscuits.
Open the lid.
Oh my God.
Evening, Boxer. Excuse the theatrics.
Detective Chief Superintendent Robot and Trench.
Alias Inspector Stilton.
Indeed. Alias the Big Cheese. It's uncanny how a loaf under the toupee and a cheap prosthetic nose can change a man's appearance. Back up might be a while.
Bound and gagged, Boxer and I were flung in the back of Boxer's Austin Princess and driven up towards Salisbury Crags, the spectacular cliffs that loom over the Scottish capital, where I realised, with a sinking heart, that Biscuits, McVitie and Rowbottom Trench meant to arrange a little car accident for us.
Walk tall, walk straight.
You may have outfoxed us, Rowbottom Trench, but do you honestly think the Villains International is going to triumph in the end?
I know it is. We've reduced the world to a terrified jelly. All we have to do now is step in with a bit of firm government. Think of the Nazis. The masses appreciate strength. They'll take us to their bosom.
Nobody will want you near their bosom, Rowbottom Trench.
Matter of opinion, Inspector. You have to clash the gears like that, Biscuits. You're giving me a headache.
Oh, it's this car, boss. It's rubbish, by the way. Gearbox is shag.
Best car in the force.
Ah, shut it, Boxer. It's rubbish. Who drives an Austin Princess? Looks like a big wedge of cheese in the offence, boss.
Those slanting panels were revolutionary in their day.
Ah, revolutionary. The front and back designs are a total mismatch.
That's what's called stylish, McVitie.
Total mismatch.
And what about the hydroelastic suspension, eh? Smooth as cream.
And the car's a disaster, boss.
Smooth as cream, mate.
Designed as a hatchback, but British Leyland lost their nerve.
That right?
Aye, that's right. It's like a scabby mongrel dug.
It's the most stylish motor
This engine couldn't perform at a kid's party.
Shut up, both of you!
Well, he started it. I was just saying...
don't care who started it! And what the hell is this music?
It's good stuff. Val Dunican, 50 golden greats.
Horrible! Can't seem to turn it off. Well, we're almost there.
Doberman, do you think you could gnaw through these ropes? I have an idea.
I'll give it a go, sir.
You know, when I observe the twinkling lights of Edinburgh, I think of all the common people. And I'm moved. All the little people who, by their little acts of selfishness, hatred and violence, have made the world what it is today.
Unlike Val Dunican, Rowbottom Trench, he always sings of wholesome things, like love and goats and walking tall.
How do you turn this bloody music off?
Don't know, Chief.
Brown switch.
Thank you, Boxer. I'll replace it with my own taste.
the cries of our torture victims, a special selection like this. Now.
As the ejector seat flung Rowbottom Trench straight through the roof, Boxer, whose ropes I'd gnawed through with my teeth, lunged at Biscuits. The car shuddered to a halt, and Biscuits and Boxer rolled out onto the crags. Boxer and Biscuits were grappling at the very edge of the cliff face. As I jumped out the car, I could see Rowbottom Trench's body far below. It looked like a crushed strawberry tart. Suddenly, I saw Boxer get the better of Biscuits, who slipped over the crags, but managed to hang on to the edge by one hand.
Boxer! Don't let me fall, Boxer! My mammy would never get over it!
Always were a mammy's boy, weren't you, Biscuits?
And Bob Boxer extended his own hand and pulled Biscuits to safety. With the death of Rowbottom Trench, Villains International imploded. It was his ruthless energy that had kept the organisation together. The Police Federation decided to present myself and Boxer with the highest award they could confer, the Inspector Bob Macaroon Memorial Citation for Conspicuous Pluck.
And that is why we present these two officers with the highest award we can confer, the Inspector Bob Macaroon Memorial Citation for Conspicuous Pluck.
And later that afternoon, DCI Paton took Boxer and me for a slap-up meal at Pizza Trough in Bayliston. The boss seemed in good shape, in spite of managing that morning to get his finger trapped in his ear.
Do you want this last slice of pepperoni?
No, take it, sir.
Well, your family must be very proud of you, Detective Constable. Or should I say, Detective Sergeant Doberman?
Yes, sir. It's been the proudest day of my life.
Pardon?
How did you get your finger stuck in your ear anyway, Chief?
Eh?
Talk into his other ear, sir.
How did you get your finger stuck in your ear, sir?
Oh, I was just trying to remove a midge. Hang on. Give it one last pull.
It's out!
Well done, sir.
All's well that ends well, eh? Cheers.
Cheers. Bob Boxer? Yes? Yes? Yes, I see. Thanks.
What is it, sir?
That was DS Diploticus. At 3:15 this afternoon, Biscuits McVitie walked out of Barlini prison disguised as a French polisher. He's escaped again. Doberman and I had better go, sir.
Sit down, Boxer. Biscuits can wait. Right now, it's time for dessert. And I don't know about you, but the lemon cheesecake looks pretty amazing.
Think I'll go for the banoffee pie, actually.
Did they do that with ice cream?
Cream. Or ice cream.
In episode 4 of Boxer and Doberman, Detective Inspector Bob Boxer was played by Finlay Welsh and Detective Constable Shona Doberman by Anita Vettesse. Detective Chief Inspector Paton was played by James Bryce, Biscuits McVitie by Stephen McNichol, and Rowbottom Trench by Crawford Logan. Mrs. Adamson and Janet the Guide were played by Monica Gibb and Wee Gordon Boyle by the writer Alastair Jessiman. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Boxer and Doberman was produced and directed by David Jackson Young.